Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here. Let's see if we can get that filled. There we go. So we got that filled. Selling the euro at 1.0984, looking for the downside. Now, our stop is going to be above this high at 98, so we're going to go to 99, and we're going to place our buy stop there for 3. Now, the overall targets themselves are going to be relatively straightforward. We're not looking for huge targets by any means, but we are going to be looking for a move back down to the lows off of this channel high failure. So looking for the first target, we're going to take 2 contracts off, let's say 66. And we'll put our target there for 2 contracts. Final target's going to come down to the lows here at 47. I don't want to put it right on 47. Let's go to 50. That'll be our final target. So from our entry price here at 84 to the first target, we're looking at 18 ticks. And then the final target coming down here, we're looking for 34. Now we are taking 2 off at 18, so it's going to be a little bit more than that, obviously. We're looking for a total of 70 ticks on the trade if we can get this all hit. Now the nice thing about this setup is our stop is actually pretty small. Our stop's only 15 ticks. So we're a little better than 1-to-1 just on the first target and way past that on the second one. So everything looking really good. Just a matter of time of seeing this push back down. Now, the big reason why I'm really liking the way that this trade looks, right? We had a very bearish start to the day already here on the euro. It's only 7 o'clock and we've been falling all morning. Now, this big push down here initially looked like it might be a little bit of a range. You can see it get stuck in there, and then just the door opened up and that thing just fell right through the bottom. And ever since then, we've just been selling, right? So every time we get a pullback to this channel high, it dumps right off of it. Now, this first time we tested this channel high, it was a little bit early. I wasn't in quite yet. That was 6 in the morning. But the second time here, we see the buyers attempting to close outside of it. They try to take it higher, and then what are they met with? They're met with immediate selling pressure right back down, and the sellers take it over again. That's why I'm looking to sell it. Now, it is still pretty early, so it might take a little bit of time for this one to kind of work out here. But outside of that, I am not concerned in the least. This looks like an absolutely beautiful sell that we can hop in on right off the channel highs with the buyers completely falling apart on the highs. If they were going to take it, they would have ripped it higher right there at 7 o'clock, and they were met with immediate selling pressure. That tells us a couple things. First off, this push higher was probably just all profit taking, right? Anyone who got short back here, even back here, they're taking profit down here, and that's where you get that bounce. Well, we're back up into cheap territory again. They're going to hop right back in, sell it back down, and that's where we're hopping in as well. So you got even more people jumping in here, and we're looking to push this right back down to the lows again. So the first target coming off at 66, final target coming off at 50, and it's just a matter of time now. So we're going to wait, see if we can hold this thing in and get that drop down that we're looking for. All right, seeing the sellers coming in here, we're coming 1 tick away from our target. Just need to see that push down. Now, we've been sitting in this one for quite a while, so it wouldn't be a surprise at all to see us pretty close to the front of the line here and see if we can get our fill. But the overall move itself is looking really strong. We still have that continued pressure to the downside. Everything is still pushing lower, and they're doing exactly what they thought they would. You know, they're holding underneath that channel high. They're not continuing that push down, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So it's just a matter of seeing if we can get this fill. We were short. We tested it. We didn't fill it, but we've been short since 7 o'clock, and it's almost 7:40 now. So we've been in this one for about 40 minutes. Now we're testing it, haven't filled it yet. Again, we should be pretty close to the front of the line, but it all depends on how many people have been sitting here. So at this point, the fact that we've been in at 40 minutes and we didn't get filled pretty quickly on that first test, that tells us that a lot of people are looking to take profit in the same place, and you can see that reaction. So it might be a little bit of time yet before we get that target. I'm still not concerned in the least if this were to bounce higher. More than happy waiting this one out, looking for our target at 66. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Just because that selling pressure that we're getting right now is really holding true. So it's just a matter of time. We need to see us get our push. All right, seeing the sellers give it another push, and there we go. We got our target filled. Finally, definitely made us wait for that one. So now that we got our target filled, let's lock our stop down to 1 contract. That's all that's left. We'll drop that to break even. And honestly, right now, this last test that we had right here is a big bearish indication. And we saw a lot of just consolidation through here. It's almost like a small little range that we're breaking underneath. So I don't want to really see these highs broken. So I'm going to be a little more aggressive on my stop, and we're going to lock it above that high instead. It's not a huge difference. It's only 3 ticks versus 1 tick, but I really don't want to see it broken. So if that breaks, I'd rather take 3 ticks than the 1 tick that I'm probably going to get that it stops me out of break even. So that part's just perfectly fine there. We locked in our first target, 2 off at 18, so we're sitting pretty there, up about $450 now. So 2 contracts off at 18, that locks in a nice move. Now remember, if you're unfamiliar with the way that the euro ticks at 12.50 a tick, so it's slightly different, right? So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the totals. That's 36 ticks total, but at 12.50 a tick, it's $450. So just a slight variation in the overall tick value. But outside of that, just kind of sitting on hands, waiting for that next push down. We're looking for the overall drop to bring us down to 1.0950. And from what we're seeing, it may take a little while, right? We are seeing this slow down quite a bit. We're already going on almost 45 minutes into the trade now, and we're still not seeing that big drop that we were looking for. So honestly, it's just a matter of time before the sellers actually want to take this, but it looks like they're just kind of grinding their way lower for now. So we'll give it a little bit of time, wait for that breakdown, and see if we can get that 50 filled. All right, big old spike to the downside, and then we got our final target filled. Very, very fast move to the downside. Now, again, you're seeing right now the perk of being in a trade for so long. We got filled on the first test, but very, very aggressive slap lower from the sellers, and it did go through there, though. So 1.0950, we got that final target filled. Very aggressive selling pressures coming in here on the euro. And honestly, it's to be expected. We've seen this all morning. We've been seeing it get smashed to the downside over and over and over and over again, and just getting walloped all the way down. Now, it is anticipated that we should go to these channel lows, but we are in the area where a lot of people, including us, are going to be taking profit around this 47 level. So it wouldn't be a surprise, really, to see it kind of grind around here, because everyone's going to be starting to exit their positions. But again, the overall target's going to be the channel lows. We're done with the trade, though. 34 ticks on that final runner. On 2 off at 18 in that first portion. That gives us $875 on the trade, 70 ticks overall at 12.50 a tick. Beautiful move down. Definitely the scenario here would be the early bird gets the worm. 7 o'clock right in the nose, fires off a sell at 7:05. And just rockets to the downside. Definitely took its sweet time, that's for sure. I mean, keep in mind, it's been an hour now that we've been hanging on to that trade, but it definitely paid well. So $875, not going to complain about that, and that's going to be the trade. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.